What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be making another Shopkins cake. We are going to be doing apple blossom because you guys really wanted to see apple blossom. I had so many requests for this cake, so we are going to be making it. My name is Lori and you're watching The Icing Artist. To make our apple blossom, I'm using an 8-inch round cake, but you guys can also use like a 10-inch round cake or a 12-inch round cake, whatever you guys like. I'm going to start off by carving it into the rough kind of apple shape. So that's just kind of dipped in a little bit at the top and then tapered down a bit at the bottom. I then rounded over all of the top edges to make it a little bit softer, and so it kind of blended into the base. To make the perfect apple blossom apple green, I used electric green food coloring and lime green food coloring. I mixed that into and then applied all the icing onto my cake. I then smoothed it out using my offset spatula, smoothing out the sides and smoothing out the top until it was roughly smooth. I then used my offset spatula to spread the icing around, kind of taking off any of the excess icing and really kind of smoothing it out. And of course, to finish smoothing out the cake to make sure it was perfectly smooth, I used a piece of paper towel and rubbed that on my cake and peeled that off. If you guys want to use a piece of parchment paper, that will work too. I just find that gives a very nice finish, but of course you guys can finish smoothing out your cake any way you like. I then of course added some buttercream arms onto my cake by kind of piping on a big blob and blending it into my cake. I finished smoothing out the arm again using my piece of paper towel, blending that into the side of my apple. Now apple blossom has some pretty styling shoes. They're like a teal color with a little yellow bow. So again, I piped those onto the bottom of my cake and smoothed those out using my piece of paper towel and then added on those little adorable yellow bows. To make sure I put the eyes in the exact right spot, I used a circle cutter, just kind of roughly mark out where I wanted them to go to make sure it looked right, because if you have one a little bit too up and a little bit too, they're just going to look really wonky. I then filled in the circle using my white buttercream icing and again smoothed that out. For apple blossom's eyes, I used a lighter green and again outlined it, filled it in, and then layered black on top of that. I outlined her eye using my black buttercream and added on her big eyelashes. All Shopkins characters have huge eyelashes. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have done a lot of Shopkins cake. If you guys would like to see the full playlist, I will leave a link here. And of course, if you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you guys don't miss my next video. While I had my black icing out, I piped on a little mouth. Outline that using some dark green food coloring and added on a little tongue and our little nose. Our apple is going to need some big leaves, so I kind of marked out where the center of my leaf was going to go and then outlines the side of it, so I kind of got the rough shape. I then filled it in with my buttercream icing, smoothed it out using my piece of paper towel, and then re-outlined it using my dark green buttercream. And as you can see, this is where the leaf kind of comes together and stops looking so much like a blob. I then piped on my other leaf using the exact same technique, except making sure it kind of flowed over the cake. I added on my brown apple stem. I then added on apple blossom's little eyebrows. And again, you want to make sure you guys are placing these in the right way. If they're too far down, apple blossom is going to look confused or sad. If they're too far out or in, she's going to look angry or weird. So use a picture as a reference. Faces are always so challenging in this way. The little thing completely throws them off. To make my flower, I added 5 big dots of white buttercream icing and blended those together with my piece of paper towel. I then added on my little flower lines, again using my teal buttercream and my flower center. I'm not sure if the little worm that's on apple blossom has a name, but it is adorable. To make the little worm, we're using a mixture of copper buttercream and pink buttercream. I piped on like little blobs and then like a big blob and kind of patted them smooth so they kind of join together. I added on its little eyes and then used a piping tip to add on its little mouth and eyebrows. It is really, I love this worm. It is really cute. Thank you guys so much for everybody who requested an apple blossom cake. I loved making this one. It was totally cute. I would love to know in the comment section below what Shopkins cake would you guys like to see me make next. And of course, if you guys haven't seen my other Shopkins cakes, I will leave a full playlist here. There's like Cookie and Cheeky Chocolate and Lippy Lips. There's a lot, so check them out. And you guys can also subscribe to my channel by clicking the little floating head that's right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again back here next week where we'll be making something else into cake. Bye guys.